What's up? It's Coach Nick Money
DBL Nick's in the house.
and the Stomp Queen herself, DBL Moms. And we're ready for a show. We're ready for a show.
Yes,
We're
sir.
ready for a show. Did I start the wrong one?
No. I think you're good. Let me see.
You sure? Just check. Make sure I did this correctly.
Yeah.
If you don't
Let me
mind.
give it a DBL check.
Give it a DBL check. We're going to do a little spot check over here.
Second.
Yeah, it should be right.
Yeah.
It should be
Hold on,
right.
Let me check the audio.
The audio working? Oh,
Yes, sirree.
is the
Yes,
audio working?
The audio's working.
You might have to reshare because I think I opened up the wrong window. You might have to
Alright,
reshare. Go ahead and reshare. Yeah, reshare everything. Reshare everything because
Juan Martinez says, "Good morning, Coach."
Good morning, Juan. What's up? What's up? All right, let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. This is not financial or stock advice. This is just a show. We're not financial advisors. We're not stock advisors. Do your own due diligence. Da 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 da.
Hey.
You know what I'm talking about. All right. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because we call a lot of bangers a lot of times. Today we called a lot of bangers. What do we call today, DBL Moms? AGFY, 121%.
121%.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get right into this. If you're not following us on the Twitter, x.com,
At Coach Nick Money.
at Coach Nick Money.
Yes.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you can follow us on Twitch, at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
Sir.
All right, let's get into this. So we're looking at AGFY. AGFY. Let's take a look at AGFY. And it ran 121%. It's currently hovering at 100%. It had news on the 11th. It announced a $500,000 turnkey extraction equipment deal with Growth Tech Farms. That was the news. The float $7 million. Volume 44 million. So that is a lot of volume. But if we zoom into it, you could see that it's coming down and it's not holding support. So it needs to hold support and hopefully start bouncing back. But let's get a graffiti pencil out on this because we can draw a demand zone and a supply zone. Let's go ahead and do that. So right over here would be like maybe right around here, right around there would be like a demand zone. And right over here would be like the supply zone, and it needs to hold that demand zone, which is in essence an area of support, DBL Knicks. It's an area of support. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the story, and I'm sticking with it. Let's go and take a look at some other tickers. Let me get my chart up over here. Where is it? Right there. I need that. Okay, how about getting that for myself? There we go. Got a couple of little things up. So a lot of stuff is not looking terrific yet, but let's take a look at MLGO. And MLGO is up 39%. They had a statement of acquisition on June 20th last week. Okay. Volume is at 5 million. Float's only 1.8 million. Okay, a little bit of volume, a little bit of float. But when we zoom in, okay, I mean, it's kind of extended. This is a support area right over here. So we'll check back with you, MLGO. MLGO has had some pretty significant runs in the past. In fact, let's go back to the videotape. Let's go back 20 days. And you could see that it actually ran up to $15. $15. Let's take a look at MLGO, and we'll tell you a little bit about what it is. It's Micro Algo Inc. That's the name of the company. Micro Algo Inc. And what it does is it develops and delivers central processing algorithm solutions to customers in internet advertisement, gaming, and intelligent chip industries in the People's Republic of China. And internationally. The company operates through two segments: central processing algorithm services and intelligent chips and services. It offers services that include algorithm optimization, accelerating computer power without the need for hardware upgrades, data processing, and data intelligence services. So that's the story. But right now it's going down underneath the support line. Let's go ahead and go to the 5 minute. We can see on the 5 minute it is not holding support. Let's go to the 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, and you could see that it seems to be round tripping. It is now at the 13 EMA, and we would like to see it hold at the very least the 13 EMA. We could see that it is overbought, coming down, but overbought on the RSI, and we'll keep you on a side chart.
Side chart.
Side chart. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the show, consider sharing. You don't have to, but it would be mighty nice of you if you did, and we'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. It would help the program grow and allow us to put out more content for you. All right, let's go back to AGFY. AGFY is, in fact, the leading gainer this morning, and it bounced off the demand zone. And we're going to zoom in because it is currently curling. It's curling upward towards the supply zone, which would be a resistance area. It is currently up 115%. It was as high as 121%. 121%. The float, once again, ladies and gentlemen, is 7 million, and we have 46 million in volume.
Frank Benedetto says, good morning, coach.
Yo, Frankie Stocks, what's up, brother? How are you? So good to hear from you, and I'm glad you're watching the show. All right, so it is continuing to move up a little bit as it inches its way up. It is moving kind of deliberately and a little bit slowly, but it is going north. It's now up 117%. It is the leading gainer. I don't see no news other than what we saw before. It was up 123%. The stock queen herself has informed me. She has informed me that it actually hit a high of 123. But currently it's up now 112. So it's pulling back as it approached the supply zone. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's see what it looks like on the 5 minute.
5 minute.
And we can see it's quite extended on the 5 minute, but it did have its pullback, and now it's curling again. So maybe it's catching its breath. I don't see news on it, so I don't feel particularly schmexy about it, but it is the leading gainer, and we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to keep an eye on it. How about XELA? XELA. Quite extended. That top tail does not look schmexy at all. Not at all. But it is forming somewhat of a pennant with very low volume. Very low volume, ladies and gentlemen. Wah, wah, wah. But let's get that graffiti pencil out. We're getting it out. Here we go. And we could go somewhere like that. And somewhere like that. Right there. Boom. So we got a wedge that is forming. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's see what happened. XELA, 23%. How about this one that popped up on the scanner last week? LRE moving up. LRE up 13%. It's a real estate company. Plans for construction of new premium series hotels. That's the news that came out. Floats 1.3 mil. And it has practically no volume at 70,000. But it is trending upwards, so we'll get a graffiti pencil out just to show the trend. It is friends with the trend, but you can see that these candles look quite anemic, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to keep on trucking on because it looks kind of boring. It's kind of boring. How about ZPTA? That's another ticker that's been floating around this morning. And it looks like it did a little bit of a round the corner flip. It went up and came back down. Not particularly schmexy. No, I say. No. Let's go to another ticker. Let's try ALIM. And that looks like it's got to be like some kind of a takeover type of situation. It's up 76%, but I don't see any movement on it, so I don't think it's particularly going to give any opportunities. ALNY. That looks like maybe a reverse split, I'm guessing. I'm just guessing by the way it looks. I'm just guessing. Meh. Okay, whatever. Not that interesting to me. DLA. Oh, no. You got to do better than that. SOBR. And that one looks like it did a little bit around the corner action as well. Not particularly schmexy. Oh, no. That is so bad. Let's go back to AGFY. And, okay, it went towards the supply zone, but I'm going to get a graffiti pencil out, and it doesn't look particularly attractive right now because we got one top,
One bottom.
nope, another top,
Oh, no. Oh, excuse
and
me.
a third top.
3 tops.
So you got triple tops over here,
Triple
which
top.
would be indicative of a flusheroo.
Oh.
And we don't want a flusheroo, but that's what it looks like on the 1 minute.
1 minute.
Let's go to the 5 minute.
5 minute.
And when we zoom into the 5 minute,
What we got?
it still looks like a triple top. Now, it is trying to form a bottom tail, and it is forming a green bottom tail, but not a lot of volume, not a lot of conviction. So let's see if it can break through and make this triple top bearish pattern invalid. Let's see if that happens. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute.
1 minute.
Alrighty, on the 1 minute, we're going to zoom in, and we can see that it's trying, but it's got significant resistance right at the supply zone. And you know what? The supply zone is basically an area of resistance.
Oh.
It's an area of resistance. We could call it a fancy name like a supply zone, but it's basically just an area of resistance. So if it can break through this general region of 56 to 58 and keep on moving north, maybe we got something. But right now, it looks like it's forming a triple top, which would be a bearish pattern, which would be an indication that the price is going to drop. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's go to a longer time frame, see what it's been doing for the past 20 days. So you can see it's super extended on the 20-day chart.
Yeah.
Let's go to 180 days, and you can see that it is curling up after dumping quite a bit. So that's what it's been doing for the past 180 days. Let's go back to the 5 minute.
5 minute.
And we're back to the 5 minute. And we can see once again that it's still trying to toy with the idea of giving me a bottom tail.
Bottom tail.
I like bottom tails.
I do.
I am a bottom tail kind of a aficionado, actually.
Yes.
But it's red, and we don't like the red ones. We like the green
We
ones.
like the green
I'm being particular, but hey, you know what I mean?
Slipper says, "Hey, thanks for the live chart." Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, Slippers. Slippers? Is that it?
I think slippers. Yes.
Slippers. My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, so we want this bottom tail to become green. If it can become green, it becomes more schmexy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Doubles, a little bit more schmexy. But right now it's red, so meh. We're gonna watch it. I'm concerned that volume has significantly dropped, and I'm concerned that there is a triple top here. But AGFY, yes, you gave me 123%. So okay, we'll come back to you. How about XELA moving a little bit? XELA, time for some espresso. And we could see that it shot up 46%, and now it has a topping tail. And it seems to be, with the new candle, reclaiming the area and moving, ladies and gentlemen, 50%. Excella Technologies announces 35 million breach remediation notification contract. You say that 5 times fast. Ladies and gentlemen, indelible, say that 5 times fast. Excella Technologies announces 35 million breach remediation notification contract win. It is a 6 million float, and it currently only has 1 million volume, and it's giving me a top tail. So we had a 50% run. We'll get a little graffiti pencil over here. We'll mark the high, and we'll come back to you, Excella. Excella will come back to you. You know, you did a nice little jump up over there, but what have you done for me ladies and gentlemen? I know it sounds mean that I just go from stonk to stonk, but if they don't keep me interested, I have a short attention span.
Yeesh.
I do.
Alice A says XELA.
Oh, just did it.
Yes.
Just did XELA.
Yes, we just did XELA.
The espresso ice, yummy.
Yummy.
Yummy. All right. Let's go back to the videotape. Let's see what's going on with. Let's find a good one. How about EPOW? EPOW was moving earlier in the morning. EPOW. One more time. EPOW. And it's been selling off since. Yeah, it went below the demand zone and has been selling off. It needs to break the trend. So let's go ahead and get the graffiti pencil out. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to see something along the lines of a break of this trend. But when we zoom into it, we can see that it is kind of sort of barcoding, which means that it has liquidity issues. There's medication for that. It's called volume.
Volume.
Volume, ladies and gentlemen. We need to see some volume. Pump up the volume. AGFY. And of course, we said that it was triple topping. And it looks like it's forming that hump going downward, which is sad.
Yes.
We want to see it, if it does pull back, we want to see it hold the demand zone. If it can hold the demand zone, maybe it can give us a second opportunity to break out. Nothing particularly super powerful with news, as far as I could tell. They announced a 500,000 turnkey extraction equipment deal with Growtech. That was on June 11th. Aside from that, not seeing much, but the volume's coming in. It's got almost 50 million volume, floats 7 million, but you got this triple top over here, doubles, and that's not particularly schmexy. We need volume to see it pop through. A little bit of volume would help. No doubles. A little bit. A little bit. Little volumation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Alt was another one that popped up on the scanner. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, AGFY. We'll come back to you. Alt. Selling off. Barcoding. No volume. No volume. We're going to do one of these joints right over here. See, right there? Boom. Right there. Ba-da-ba. It needs to break that trend. It needs volume. It needs volume. Ladies and gentlemen, we like to see volume in our tickers. DLA. DLA. No volume. Get out of here. Get out of here. MLGO. I have a soft spot for MLGO because it ran so hard a while back, very soft spot for it. But right now,
What have you done for me lately?
it is selling off, ladies and gentlemen. It's selling off. Can we get like a maybe, I don't know. Can we get maybe something like this maybe? I don't know. Graffiti pencil activated. Can we get maybe a descending wedge maybe? I don't know. Possible. We need to see this curl right here. We need this thing right here to curl. Right here. So if we can get the curl, maybe it'll come back. But I don't like when these tickers come up with a top tail and then, retract so heavily. I hate that. I hate when that happens. It hurts my feelings. MLGO, you're hurting my feelings. Let's see if it looks better on the 5 minute.
5 minute.
Let's take a look at it on the 5 minute.
5 minute.
And again, we need to see it curl. It's bouncing off of a VWAP, which is right here. So let's get the other graffiti pencil out and put a level where VWAP is right there. VWAP is right there. Right there, and it seems to be holding VWAP. That's a good sign. So if it can bounce off of VWAP, maybe we got something there. Maybe MLGO, maybe. Currently, MLGO is up now 30%. It gave back a lot of the gains that it had earlier, but we'll come back to you later and check you out. ZPTA is the next ticker we're going to look at. And when we zoom into it, this is kind of scary. All the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Does this one go down? ZPTA Zapata AI joins KT Consortium to help transform chemical engineering processes using generative AI. That's the news from earlier today. It is a 67-cent stock. It's currently up only 13%, and it only has 500,000 volume. The float's almost 8 million. So, not particularly attractive, I would say. Doubles, not particularly. I mean, I guess we can kind of say maybe it's forming a wedge over here, maybe. Let's see. Let's get the graffiti pencil. Maybe. But I wouldn't bet the house on it. Doubles, I wouldn't bet the house on this one.
No.
It's got to do better than that. It's got to break through this level, that's for sure. And then it has to break this level over here. So let's get the other graffiti pencil out. We want to see a bunch of levels broken. And right now we can see over here that the volume is not particularly high. The volume is not particularly high. It is giving us a bottom tail green, but you can see it's quickly becoming a doji. So this is not a particularly schmexy ticker at this juncture. We're waiting, doubles. We're on the Serengeti. We're hunting for stonks
Yes.
or gazelles. It doesn't matter. Either or.
Yes.
It's either a gazelle or stonk.
Whichever one.
And we got the lioness with us. The lioness.
Lioness.
Yes, the lioness. The one, the only, the stonk queen herself. She's prowling. She's prancing. She is a prancer. She does prance.
Yes.
This is a fact. She prances. Okay. AGFI. FY. Alrighty. What's going on over here? and it is still in a situation where it has resistance. So it did pull back somewhat, as we suspected it would with the triple top. However, it did maintain support at the 13 EMA, which is right over here. Once again, it's giving us a bottom tail, but it's red. You see how these bottom tails are red? We don't like the red ones. We are very particular about our bottom tails. We want green ones. Ladies and gentlemen, we want green bottom tails. Green bottom tails are nice ones. Red ones, not so much. Okay, on the 1 minute, we go and take a look. And we can see that the RSI is starting to come down from that overbought area that it was in. And you can see that it is kind of sort of consolidating just underneath the supply zone. But again, we have a prevailing triple top pattern over here, which is concerning. And if this price action does not curl, that would be a problem. And if I zoom in a little bit more, I'm zooming in, doubles. I am zooming in. We can see that this teal line, which is the 9 EMA, is starting to turn downward, which would be indicative that we're going to have a drop potentially in the price. DBLs, do you see what I'm saying? I see what I'm saying. I hope that that is inaccurate, but the other indication is that there is not a heck of a lot of volume. 32,000 shares being traded at the moment. That's not good for some parabolic schmexiness. Right, DBL Mums?
Right.
Exactly. POAI. POAI.
Oh, somebody made a request.
What happened?
Somebody made a stonk request once you're done with
Oh, stonk request coming up. Okay. Well, POAI looks kind of meh, not particularly schmexy. No volume, no interest. What's the request?
WBUY.
WBY. WBY.
WBUY.
Oh, we buy. We buy. We buy. Well, let's take a look at here. All right, let's zoom in first things first. This is on the 1 minute. Let's change it to the 5 minute.
5 minute.
And obviously, the most pronounced thing over here, if we get our graffiti pencil, is that we had a double top that caused a flush. Right over here is the top. Here's the other top. And then you had your flush right over here. And now let's go to the more immediate situation. And you can see that it looks like it's kind of got low volume and that it is in fact getting liquidity from the market makers because of the barcoding. What we need to see happen would be it needs to break this downward trend right over here. This trend right here, this downward trend needs to be broken. So it needs to break above this downward trend. And if we zoom in, we can see that the teal line continues to progress downward. The teal line would be the first indicator that we need to see curl. We need to see it curl. We could see that the price action on the RSI is in the oversold area. So, you know, maybe there could be a bounce based on that. But again, the proof is in the pudding. It needs to break this level over here. And if we zoom in, I could create some key levels of support and resistance. Let's go and do that. All right, so maybe we got support right over here and support right over here. And then we got resistance right about here and over here and over here and over here. And we can even go up to here. And then, of course, you know, that's right around VWAP, so that would be a significant resistance area. And over here would be another resistance area, and over here. So it needs to curl. Bubbles. It needs to curl, and it needs volume because currently it does not have a lot of volume. Only 27,000 shares being traded, and that's not enough.
No.
I want more. I got to be demanding with my stonks. I want more.
I guess you could say he wants more Coach Nick money.
More Coach Nick, more money for Coach Nick. More money for the indelible tribe. Ladies and gentlemen, more money, more money, more money. AGFY, AGFY flirting with us, but it has that triple top and it does not look very trustworthy. No. I mean, we can say that maybe it's trying to form another wedge, but look at this. This is not good without volume. Without volume, doubles, this is not good. It needs volume, and it's got to break through the supply zone. And if it breaks through the supply zone, let's go to another time frame. Not that time frame. Let's go a little bit longer than that. Let's go a little bit longer than that. Let's go to this time frame. Boom. And we could see that there are some levels to look at the higher time frames. So maybe over here, and maybe right there, and what else, right? Over here. All right. Let's go ahead and zoom into the 5 minute.
5 minute.
And we're going to do a little zoomage over here. And we can see that, in fact, it is still having difficulty breaking through this triple top. Ladies and gentlemen, it is being a stickler with that triple top. We don't like it. We don't like triple tops, but it is the leading gainer right now. So maybe it'll get a lot of attention soon. Somebody will give it some love, and it will shoot up. That's what we're hoping for. That's what we're praying for. Let's see what happens. XELA was another mover. Let's take a look at it. Okay, let's zoom in. So, in fact, it actually broke out of that wedge. Let's go to the 1 minute.
1 minute.
It actually broke out of that wedge and moved up, and now is pulling back down. So it had a high of 316. I just don't like this price action. I really don't. They do have news, so maybe as volume starts to come in, it'll become a little bit more schmexy. But right now, the float is much larger than the volume, and that is not a good thing, in my opinion. I like to see the volume higher than the float by a lot. So the float's 6 million. Volume is a little over 2 million, and that ratio doesn't really work for me. But the price action has been going up regardless of that. But you can see that it's starting to curl downward. It's curling downward. So let's go ahead and put a level of support right at the 20 EMA, right over there. That would be a support area that it needs to hold, and it's not holding. And then, you got a bunch of other metrics down here that it could stop at, but right now we see that it is curling downward and there is no support here. Here's another level right there. That's another support area, and let's see if it can hold that level. You could also say the support here too. Maybe it'll hold right there. Yes, no. Looks like it's going to flush. Looks like a flusheroo over here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, you see, you know what I'm seeing, doubles, on this chart right here? I'm seeing a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and a flusheroo. And if it don't hold this level over here, then we could see more droppage. Okay, XELA. Yeah, okay, you ran up. That was nice. That's so cute. That's pretty. But again, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? We are disconcerting stonk people. Stonk people. We got a request from Tesla. TNXP. Let's take a look at TNXP. And TNXP is a 2 million float stock. Right now, there's only 16,000 shares trading. That's kind of low. Let's see what's going on here. It filed a 7F rated penny stock to avoid. Okay, so an article on June 21 basically said a stock to avoid this June. There was a statement of acquisition on June 20th, so there's an article that bashes it. Gee, there's a shock. Bashing stocks. All right, but we can take a look and see that the stock is completely barcoded. So that means there is very little volume, and you can see it's about 1,400 shares. So what we'll do is we'll create some levels of support and resistance, but this is not schmexy. Not schmexy. No. It needs volume. Volume will give it love. Volume will make it happy. So we can put some levels of support over here. And now we're going to go into resistance right here, and right here. It needs volume. Ladies and gentlemen, it needs volume. We can zoom in, and you can see it is completely barcoded and very low volume. This is the last candle, I believe. You could barely see it, and it's only 2,365 shares. So nobody's paying attention to poor little TNXP. All right, let's go back to the videotape. Let's go take a look at AGFY that is moving. Come on now. Give me that ticker there. AGFY up, and it actually broke out. Wow, very impressive. So the triple top became invalid. I guess that was the best of the drop down that triple top formed, and it's up 142%. Nice. I like that a lot. And it broke this other resistance area that it had over here. So let's go to a longer time frame and see if we could draw some other levels since it's now above the supply zone. Let's see what's going on over here. How about, let me see if I could do this here. Let's see. What do we got? 60 cents. All right, here we go. Let's go over here. Maybe we got a resistance level over there, maybe this one over here, and maybe that one over there. Okay, so now let's go to the 5-minute chart. Take a look at this bad boy, and here are the up and coming resistance areas. It's currently 139%. It is absolutely extended as we can see. It's forming a top tail. We don't like that. We like the bottom tail. There's no news on this one that I can garner other than that turnkey $500,000 turnkey extraction equipment deal that it did back on June 11th, and that's almost 2 weeks ago. But it does have a lot of volume today, 58 million, and the float is 7 million. So there are eyes on this particular ticker. It is the leading gainer, currently forming a top tail. We don't like the top tails. We like the bottom tails. Oh, give me a bottom tail every day of the week, please, ladies and gentlemen. Can I have a witness?
Yes, sir.
Dangerous. So now it is curling downward and forming a potential head and shoulders. Let's get rid of these nasty triple tops because they are invalid. Phew. I'm so glad. I mean, it was kind of valid because it did drop over here a little bit, but it didn't drop as much as I thought it might. And again, this ticker does not have any recent news, right? Doubles, no recent news. You know what I mean? No recent news. So yeah, let's remove these trend lines over here. And what I need to see is, it hold maybe the 9 EMA over here, and the supply zone over here now becomes the demand zone. It becomes the demand zone, and we're going to get rid of this demand zone down here because it is no longer valid. It broke above that. So let's go ahead and bring it up top here, maybe right over here would be another demand zone right here, and boom. So now we have a new area of demand zone and supply zone, and it is coming down to the new demand zone. Can it hold? It looks like it is holding. Let's zoom in. It's giving me a little bit of a bottom tail. Ladies and gentlemen. We love bottom tails. I really absolutely love them. In fact, I'm going to have an espresso on bottom tails, doubles.
Bottom tails.
CRKN. Let's take a look at it. We got a special request for CRKN. And what's the story? It looks like it's curling up a little bit, just a tad, but it is pulling back from that curl. It's currently up less than 1%. It is a 4-cent stock. It has been a dilution monster. It has now got a 257 million float. The float is 257 million, ladies and gentlemen. It is a thick stonk. Thick stonk, even though it's a 4-penny stonk. It is super thick. Volume's only 27 million, so not a lot of volume. It's not moving on a lot of volume, and we can see it in the candles, doubles, because the candles look barcode-esque.
Yes.
They're barcoding. So there's not a lot of volume on this ticker. Not a ticker that I would particularly like to trade at this juncture, but let's go ahead and create some key levels.
Yes.
Some key levels. Let's go get that graffiti pencil out. So we got maybe support over here. Support over there, support over there, support over here, and then we got resistance over here that it would need to break, which is around 4.042. Resistance, and then of course the higher day would be the other resistance area. It is a not really that schmexy, but Rev B is moving on the scanner, and it looks like it is doing around the corner type of a movement, and we don't like that. It went up 40%. It went up 40. Oh, it actually went up 58%. I mean, corrected by the stonk queen as she prances on the Serengeti, because that's what she does. She's a prancing lioness on the Serengeti, searching for stonks or gazelles.
Or gazelles.
Either or.
Either or.
Your choice. Your choice. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Says CRKN had a 1 to 150 stock split.
It had a split. Okay. Okay. It's not reflecting on my chart. You're right. It did have a stonk split this morning. Okay. That's good.
Yay.
That's good. But right now, CRKN needs to do better than pulling back like this. So let's see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. It just doesn't have a heck of a lot of volume at this point. So, but it is giving us a bottom tail. It's giving us a bottom tail. And you are absolutely correct. It is a 1 for 150 stock split, which is good. That is very good. And it is expanding its scope of work in Idaho, so that's good. But this is a very bearish pattern. I mean, you got your head over here. Right, you got a little bit of a head over here, and a shoulder over here, and another shoulder. So that would be kind of a bearish pattern, a head and shoulders pattern. Hopefully volume will come in and make it invalid. But you can see that it does have that head and shoulders type of a situation going on. So let's see what happens with it. We'll keep an eye on it. Rev B had that little moment in the sun just now, but it too has pulled back. Does it have a story? Let's see. Is there a story on Rev B? Rev B. Registration. This is June 18. Registrations. Nothing really. Has completed dosing of its first in-human phase 1 clinical study of Gemini. That was June 13th. Float 1.6 million. Volume only 1 million. Not particularly schmexy, but AGFY is schmexy. AGFY broke that triple top and kept moving upward. So let's go take a look at the videotape. Right now, 61.8 is the high of the day. It's currently up 140%. It is the leading gainer. And do I dare say that it is the most schmexy so far? It is the most schmexy so far, especially when you follow the old trend line, because it's trending upward. We like that. Upward trend. And it is forming somewhat of a bottom tail doubles.
Yes, sir.
And it's moving towards the supply zone right over here. The supply zone. Ladies and gentlemen, moving towards the supply zone. Let's go ahead and shrink this a little bit so that we can see some key levels of resistance. It is holding support above 59.60 cents, roughly 60 cents. Currently up 143%. The leading gainer so far of the morning. Now, it is forming double tops on the 5 minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, we're going to zoom in. And it looks like, again, a double top here, which would indicate a pullback, but it could hold support. If it can hold support, let's say, at the very lowest right here, which is the demand zone, then maybe we could see a bounce back up. It seems to be the only show in town right now, with any major significant movement. And again, no recent news. The latest news was from June 11th. They announced a $500,000 turnkey extraction equipment deal with Growtech Farms. That was the news on June 11th. But it is getting quite a bit of volume today at 62 million shares. The float's at 7 million shares. So you can see that the volume is almost 10x the float. Do we have another question?
Yes, we have a request.
Another request, a special request for another tickaroo? We do.
NXL from Juan Martinez.
Juan wants to know about NXL. So NXL is an interesting stock. We did 2 videos on it. It moved quite a bit in the past 10 to 14 days. We did a video on it way back. I don't remember exactly when, but we did a video on it way back, and we did another video on it this past weekend. So June 13th is when we did the first video. And if we go to the videotape, let's go back 20 days. So we did the video on June 13th, which would have been about right over here somewhere. Right there. Boom. So when we did the video, it was 53 cents. It hit a high of $2.90. I don't want to brag on nothing, but that's pretty darn good. I'm just saying. That's like, what, almost a 500%, 400% run? since the first video, right? So that's what's going on over here, right? So we had a nice little run. Let's take a look at the videotape. They had some more recent news. They had news back then as well, but the more recent news is they were awarded a key patent related to its non-invasive frequency-based deep brain stimulation device for the treatment of Alzheimer's and dementia. Right now it's not getting a lot of volume, unfortunately, today. That news came out on Friday, right? Thursday? Thursday. Came out Thursday. June 20th. Let's go to the 5 minute. We'll go to the 5 minute. And we can see that the price action is attempting to curl, but there's not a lot of volume on this right now. The float's kind of low at 5 million. The volume is just under 2 million, and it is curling, and it's moving towards VWAP, and VWAP would be a significant resistance area, ladies and gentlemen. Would be, yeah. So we'll put a little graffiti pencil action right there. Boom. Come on now. Give it to me. Right there. Boom. And we want to see it curl up. It just doesn't have the volume. But, maybe it's bottomed out. Let's see what happens. Volume confirmation would be kind of nice to have. So maybe we could potentially get a descending wedge over here, maybe. Maybe. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. They gave it to me. Give me the descending wedge. Descending wedge reversal. That's what we're looking for, but we have that key level of resistance right over here. It does have news, unlike some of the other tickers, but it's only up currently 6.71%. But from June 18th, when we first called it, it's up about 500%. So that could have been a pretty decent swingaroo if I were swinging a trade, but I don't swing. I scalp. I'm a scalper. I'm a scalper, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a scalper. So we could take a look at the 1 hour chart, and you could see way back when. Let's zoom in just a hair. Way back when, the 13th would have been right around here, right over here. So it was at 59.60 cents, and we had that high of 290. Okay, so we need some volume. We need to see it break VWAP, which is right over here, $1.80, and then we're cooking with grease. But until that time, let's keep looking for something that's moving right now. Let's go take a look at XELA real quick, see if it recovered or if it's still looking kind of meh. And it's looking kind of meh. It didn't hold the 9, and it's now at the 13, and it's forming a top tail. We don't like top tails, ladies and gentlemen.
We like the bottom.
It's all about the bottom tails. Ladies and gentlemen, bottom tails are bullish. Top tails are bearish. Yeah. We don't like the Bears. I don't even like the Chicago Bears because their name is Bears. I like Chicago, but I don't like the Bears. You know what I mean? Because
they're the Bears in the woods.
No, and they also, does a bear in the woods? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does, right?
It does.
It does.
Or my yard.
Oh boy. Oh
or
boy.
In the yard.
In the yard. We like bulls.
Bulls.
The Bulls.
Oh, by the way, NCPL, that was another request.
Another request? Which one?
November Charlie Papa Lima.
NCPL. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Let's get rid of the former drawings. Let's clear all the drawing sets. Let's do that. And let's do a little zoom in the room. Let's see. So it's kind of trending slightly upward right over here. Right? We could say it's trending somewhat upward. Let's look at the specifics of this particular ticker, NCPL. Float, 18 million. Volume's kind of low, 5 million. It's a 13-cent stock, up 14% though. I'm not seeing anything particularly interesting as far as news is concerned. It does not have a heck of a lot of volume going on. Okay, with that kind of a float at 18 million, it will need more volume to move, and we can see that it only has about 109,000 shares on the last candle, so not a lot of volume. And if we zoom in, you can see the choppiness and the barcode-esque component of it, but it is moving upward, and we'll go ahead and put some key levels here. We got key levels of resistance right over here. We got support over here. And support over here, and we could possibly say that there's support over here, and then resistance would be here, and if we zoom, we got more resistance, and resistance, so we can zoom in. And those are your key levels, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to AGFY. It is moving a game. Let's see what's going on with this little critter. Let's zoom in. Okay, it's still going. It's still trending doubles. It's still trending. And it is at pretty much just below the high of the day, which is 0.618. It was up 140 something percent, right? 140. 140 what? 143? Wow! Wow!
APDN.
What's the next one?
APDN.
Huh?
A Alpha Papa Delta November.
Alpha, Papa, Delta, November. Barcoding, no volume. Look at this. This last candle only got, what? 1,310 shares. Barcoding. We'll give you some levels here. Support. 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 Not a ticker that I would trade. No volume on it. You could see it's barcoding. Support right there. Right? There would be support. And now let's go to some resistance. 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 Resistance is futile. Resistance. Resistance. And, of course, higher day, resistance. So there are your levels. Not a lot of volume on it. It is a 883,000 float stock, so the float is low. But the volume is the problem. It's only 5,000 shares that are being traded, so there's no volume. Is there news on it? Let's see. On the 20th of June, Applied DNA and AlphaZeem conclude linear RNAP manufacturing scale-up project delivered substantial improvement in linear IVT platform economics. That was June 20th. That June 20th is Thursday or Friday?
That's probably.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me add them. Let me add them. Let me add them. Let me add them. What is it? June 20th is a Thursday. It's a Thursday. So not a lot of volume. Not a lot of volume. No. So not very shamexy at this moment, but we will check back with you. Let's go to Sober. Sober. SOBR. And it did its little round trip. A little bit of a round trip. It's trying to come back. It's trying to come back. We could maybe say maybe, if it can hold up. It doesn't have a heck of a lot of volume. I doubt that this is going to do very well with this kind of a chart right now. But we could say maybe it is a descending wedge and it's trying to curl, but you got significant resistance right over here. Let's change that graffiti pencil, which is VWAP right there. So 24 cents is significant resistance, and it doesn't have a lot of volume. You can see the last candle only had 33,000 shares. 33,000 shares. The float is 14 million. Volume is low at 9 million. There is news from June 18th. Sober Inc. secures 2 new behavioral health accounts. That's the news from last week. But right now, not much going on. Let's go to MLGO, see what's going on with MLGO. And then we're going to go to the crowd favorite, AGFY. So MLGO is curling up. We had a descending wedge over here that we had formed. And it started to curl off the descending wedge. It broke through VWAP, and it broke through this resistance area, and it continues to move up. It's currently up 39%. There was insider buying on Thursday. Thursday seems to have been like an active day. Float 1.87 million, volume 8.26 million. We'll keep an eye on this ticker. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and take a look at AGFY one more time. And AGFY is trying to hold at the level of 60 cents. And it is kind of smack in the middle of the demand zone, which is down here, the supply zone, which is over here. If we go to 1 minute, we'll take a look at the RSI. And the RSI is kind of like smack in the middle as well. So we could see a pullback. We had down here what appeared to be a triple top. And it actually broke through the triple top, even though it was looking like it was going to flush. It broke through the triple top and made its way back up. And now it has a bunch of tops over here as well. Same type of pattern. We're getting closer to the 9:30 bell. So there might be some profit taking. So this might be where the pullback happens. Might be where the pullback happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to keep this on watch, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue our live stream on our Discord server. We invite you all to come on over and check out the Discord show. The Discord show is a lot more intense. It's still a lot of fun, very entertaining, but more concentrated. We get into a lot more about key levels, the special indicators that we use. We analyze it a lot more. We get a lot more technical.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is just a show on social media. Yeah, what they say. It's just a show on social media. So there's a link in the description and also in the pinned comment to do a 5-day trial on our Discord for $1. We call a lot of bangers a lot of times over there. A lot of good content. And then we also have live news running 24/7 in the Discord for all the stock market, the entire stock market. So that's another feature that we have. We have search features and research features. We have charting. There's a whole bunch of stuff we got. And of course, we also have courses that you can upgrade to. So it's $1 for 5 days. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment. So you can go ahead and take advantage of that and see the continuation of the show in the Discord. And then after that, it's $39.99 if you decide that you want to stay. All right, so that's the story with the Discord. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and do what this gentleman says, por favor.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded, and remember to share.
Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen, and I love when he says, ring that bell. I can't do it like you. Doubles, I ain't got it like that.
It's my Latino heat.
It is. You got that heat, son. You do. All right, so you can ring that bell. Ring that bell, hell, ring that bell. All right, you can also follow us on X, which is Twitter, at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. And of course, you can go ahead and follow us on Twitch, at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. Ladies and gentlemen, make a lot of money, because this is Coach Nick Money. And
DBL Knicks in the house.
The indelible one. Indelibles, we also have exclusively have the stonk queen herself, DBL Moms. Hey! And if you ain't got DBL Moms, you ain't got a party. I'm just saying. Make a lot of money. Be greenable. We love you. We see you in the Discord so we can continue the show.